She sent you here to kill me?
Or you can leave.
I'm not leaving.
Your choice.
And what, may I ask, is your name?
When you think of me, you should think of fire.
What if I told you the John Wick franchise just found its future, and it's not Keanu Reeves? Ana de Armas steps into the assassin's world with grit, elegance, and raw power. And she might just steal the entire franchise. This isn't just another action film, it's a reckoning. The Wick universe evolves. It's hard to believe that all of this chaos began with a man avenging his puppy. The John Wick universe has grown into a sprawling, convoluted, and gloriously ridiculous world of underground assassins, secret economies built on gold coins, and organizations hidden in every corner of the world. And now a new chapter begins with Ballerina, the first movie spin-off of the franchise, stepping away from the grim path of Baba Yaga and embracing a new kind of assassin, Eve. The film starts with a callback to 2019's John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum, where the director of the Ruska Roma meets with John. It's a stark reminder of how far we've come. The Wick universe has now grown to include 4 films, a TV series, and this new spin-off, all of it rooted in one man's grief and rage. And while the franchise has always been built on stunning choreography and minimalist storytelling, Ballerina dares to do more. Sometimes too much. Who is Eve? At the heart of Ballerina is Eve. We meet her as a young girl, haunted, vulnerable, and witness to her father's brutal murder by a man called the Chancellor. With nowhere to go, she's brought into the deadly arms of the Ruska Roma, the same assassin organization that trained John Wick. 12 years later, Eve is no longer a victim. She's a weapon. Played with ferocious intensity by Ana de Armas, Eve is unlike any assassin we've seen in this franchise. She's strategic, she's brutal, and she's fueled by a quiet, burning vengeance. But what truly sets her apart is how she fights. Unlike Wick's relentless headshots and clean kills, Eve has to work smarter. She cheats. She adapts. She uses her surroundings, ice axes, grenades, duct tape, even dinner plates. And as she tears her way through waves of enemies, we start to believe it. Maybe the future of this franchise isn't a man in a suit, but a ballerina with blood on her hands. Fight like a girl. One of the most refreshing aspects of Ballerina is how it subverts the typical fight dynamics of the franchise. Eve is told to fight like a girl, and she does, but not in the way her enemies expect. She's unpredictable. She's vicious. Her training teaches her that brute strength won't win. Tactics will. There's a brutal honesty to how she moves in combat, scrappy, painful, real. Whether she's outsmarting someone 3 times her size or simply surviving by the skin of her teeth, the film makes us feel her stakes. These aren't just cool fight scenes, they're desperate struggles to stay alive. And that adds a raw, emotional edge that's been missing from some of the more polished Wick installments. A story too dense? But as much as Ballerina triumphs in its action, it stumbles under the weight of its own story. Shay Hatton's script, originally a satire of action tropes, has been reshaped to fit into the Wick universe, and you can feel the seams. The first act is clogged with exposition. There's lore on lore. Factions, families, philosophies. Everything is explained, sometimes 3 times over. It's almost ironic. The John Wick series has thrived on minimalist storytelling. Let the bullets speak. Let the silence build tension. But Ballerina talks too much, especially early on. And while it wants to honor its roots, it also wants to build something new. And that tug of war is sometimes painfully obvious. 2 directors, 1 film. Here's where things get interesting. Ballerina was directed by not 1, but 2 filmmakers. Len Wiseman of Underworld fame helmed the original shoot, while Chad Stahelski, the mastermind behind all 4 Wick films, came in later for reshoots. The difference is stark. The first act feels slow, the action uninspired. That's the Wiseman touch, standard, forgettable, lacking danger. But as the film progresses, there's a shift. The fights get sharper, the choreography tighter, the tension, real. That's when Stahelski's influence kicks in, and suddenly, Ballerina feels like it belongs in the same universe as Wick. And let's not forget Keanu Reeves himself, appearing in brief scenes that feel more like marketing strategy than narrative necessity. He's here, yes, but he doesn't belong in this story. Not anymore. And maybe that's okay.
When it works, it kills. Still, when Ballerina fires on all cylinders, it's a blast. One of the most ingenious scenes involves Eve walking through a room of corpses, one she just created, only for the scene to erupt into another furious fight sequence. It's chaotic, it's unpredictable, and it's exactly what we love about this universe. The weapons are wild. Grenades, duct tape-bound gun knives, flamethrowers, ice skates. And it all leads to a spectacular third act in a town of assassins, with Eve blowing through enemies like a storm. The choreography becomes art. Brutal, blood-soaked art. Ana de Armas isn't just good in this role, she owns it. From the quiet moments of emotional intensity to the vicious fight choreography, she proves she's more than capable of leading a franchise. Her Eve is vulnerable and dangerous, a woman shaped by pain but defined by her strength. Her introduction, practicing pirouettes until her feet bleed, says everything about her. She's relentless. She won't stop. And she brings that same fire to every action scene. She doesn't make it look easy, and that's the point. She's not invincible, like she's determined. If you've made it this far and you're loving this breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us for more in-depth reviews on the biggest and boldest stories in cinema. The supporting cast in Ballerina is a mix of callbacks and underused potential. Ian McShane's Winston returns, effortlessly tying us back to the Wick universe. Lance Reddick's final performance as Sharon is a poignant farewell. Angelica Houston's director gets more screen time, and she deserves it. Her cold authority is captivating. Norman Reedus as Daniel Pine is intriguing, but largely set up for a future payoff. Gabriel Byrne's Chancellor, while menacing in concept, doesn't have much to do. He's more of a target than a character. Still, his assassins and their town provide the best set piece in the entire film. The torch can be passed, and she's more than ready to carry it. So maybe it's time. Time to let John Wick rest. Time to let new blood take the stage. Because with Ballerina, the dance has only just begun. Did Ana de Armas win you over? Could she really be the future of the Wick universe? Let's talk. And remember, if you love gritty action, raw emotion, and deep dive reviews, hit that like and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.